What's going on, y'all? It's Jay Small Reviews here, back at it again with another video. As you guys can see by the title, we are doing recap for Divide and Conquer 2, giving my top 5 best performers on the card. Usually kind of accustomed to doing these recaps with top 3 most disappointing and then top 3 most impressive, but there was like a lot of individual, due to the fact there was a lot of clear results, there was a lot of like really good individual performances, and I thought 3 was just like, I really wanted to focus on what I like here. You know, we'll get at some of the people here that made the mistakes, trust me, we'll talk about it, but we are going to focus mostly on the top 5 most impressive performers of overall what was a decent sequel to the first Divide and Conquer event. Thought the first Divide and Conquer is one of the best events in RBE history, and one of the best, probably the best event in my opinion so far in 2023. So here you go with the Divide and Conquer 2. Big matchup, right? Murda Mook versus Bigg K, god tier, high level matchup on the card. A couple other matches that were critiqued for being somewhat random, but I think a lot of these battles turned out good. Before we get into the top 5 most impressive list, I will be talking about some of like the undercard and some of the battles that surely, you know what I'm saying, aren't going to get mentioned here quickly. You know, we won't spend too much time on it before we get into some of those like marquee matchups and performances. So without further ado, let's start recapping the Divide and Conquer 2 card. So starting from the bottom of the card, K Venom beat Profilini in a pretty cool one-rounder. Then there was Lady J versus Tato. Now, Tay, I've won 3-0 body bags. Some of you might not know that. But you know what you do know this battle for? You know it for Lady J pulling her titties out. This is the battle, you know what I'm saying, where the girl pulled her tits out mid-battle. And it's funny because she was getting bodied up to that point. She really wasn't, Lady J was not having a good performance at all. Gorgeous, you know what I'm saying, gorgeous woman, but was getting murdered. And I just feel like mid-third, she's just like, you know what, I'm getting bodied. We're here. What's the worst that could happen? And she just hit the red button, man. And it worked. That's the sick shit, is that nobody is talking about the fact that Tato had a very good performance and was like whooping on her. Now I'm not like overly disgusted. People are like, oh, this is making a mockery. It kind of is, but whatever. It's a funny moment. If Tato was just given another plate and continue to get booked, you know, that's the reward she deserves for it anyways. Pretty solid all the way around and a pretty good W for her. But you get a meme out of this battle as well. So there it is. Next was J Slash versus Sniper. Decent battle, 3-rounder, a little bit of Ricci style from both. You can tell that they not exactly like all the way pros, but working there. I had J Slash taking the first and the third. Okay battle. Then you get into like pretty more into the main card. First battle they really went with that I think more people would know is Payne versus Coach Corleone, kind of the matchup for that top brick spot. And if I had to be perfectly honest with you, I went into this thinking Payne would win pretty comfortably, you know, but Coach is a good puncher. You know, I don't think Coach is Fonz or, you know what I'm saying, even an idiot have, right? I don't think he's going to be like great or marquee, but he's solid. And I think Payne has kind of went through some battles where he hasn't dealt with like a pen-heavy battler. Anyone's really put the pressure on him content-wise. And I think the dry spots and lack of like haymakers kind of hurt him in this battle. And I had Coach Gentleman's 30, to be perfectly honest with you. Second being the closest round, really like Payne second. They was talking all that cold. They was talking all of that cold shit for Payne. Now they need a bag of ice. I like that. Couple in his brain. It's the relationship of his dreams. He had a couple great punches, but Coach has haymakers every round and peaks that Payne just doesn't match, and you got to match explosiveness if the guy's going to have the 2 to 3 best bars of the round. Bullets dipped in tea tree oil. The Hot Boys break up. Just really, but just really got after him, and I thought Coach got a pretty clean Gentleman's 30. From there, the last battle, you know what I'm saying, we actually talked about before, I'll get into the list, is QB versus Robin Rhymes. Going into this battle, I thought QB would just handle business, not be as explosive as her caution performance, but just be decent, escape with maybe even an ugly win, and she did that. It's exactly what happened. That's because Robin Rhymes is not all that good. If there was a top 3 most disappointing or top 5 most disappointing, she would be on there, even though I'm not that disappointed because I know kind of what's up with Robin Rhymes going into it. She actually started pretty decent, thought her first was okay, but her delivery, her content, what did she say in the third? Meow, meow, meow. What's going on, man? What are we doing? So yeah, QB, nothing too special. A couple Robin flips, a little overly disrespectful in the third. But overall, like a 5 to 6 out of 10 performance. She said this was a favor for Adam, and she treat ARP, and she treated it like one. So QB 3-0, and probably the worst battle of the card. And now, with all of that being said, we can get into my picks for the top 5 performers of the Divide and Conquer 2 card. So coming in at the number 5 spot, someone I probably didn't expect to see here is Swave Seva for what he did versus Remedy Loco. Now, I want to start by saying this is probably the best Swave performance in the last 3 to 4 years at least, maybe since Twerk or Tink the Demon. I mean, this is a really complete 3-round performance. Haymakers, real attacks and approaches. Even has a moment in his third with his league talk, you know what I'm saying, having a convo with ARP about what's going on between him and URL. And I never talk about that really on this channel. I don't really do like topic-based blogs because it's 1,900,000 people giving their, their theories on how all the league shit works. I just don't feel like it. I feel like talking about actual battle rap, but always a prevalent topic. And I think that the whole, Martin Luther Swave approach, I had a dream about all leagues coming together, doing a mega event and selling out the Garden. It was just kind of wholesome, kind of dope. Wholesome is the way that I describe his performance. But his first and his second, the Waka Flocka bar, the Factory Reset bar, fire for the boxing, did a whole boxing scheme in the second, just called him dirty for like half a round, which is kind of funny. He had the vitamin C bar, that was crazy. So Swave really got after him. Even this Jag called out Jag in the third, which I'm not mad at it. The vehicular manslaughter bar hit like a haymaker, and if Swave's gonna be prepped like that, I think kind of the old head dialogue would be dope. You don't hear me talking about Remedy Loco much. Remedy Loco was awful. It was terrible. His first round is not good, yo. Remedy Loco is already a bizarre style already, and I was kind of trying to be cool about it. He beat Excel. He was decent in that battle. Felt bad that the Reed battle fell out on him, but this is not it. His first round, I think he literally says it's terrible on purpose or something. He has this masturbation bar, which is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even do the overly, pause shit. But come on, man. Like, we got to have some decorum. Like, it wasn't family man behavior. Had another terrible squeeze on your dogs. No, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? That's not good. His third is okay. You know what I'm saying? His Etch-a-Sketch bar, thought that was all right. He had the vitamin C rebuttal. I thought that was cool. But his second isn't good, and his first is terrible. So, overall, Swave 3-0. And pretty good little throwback performance, man. And from there, we can get right into number 4 on the list. And at number 4, I actually have Charlie Clips for his performance versus Rosenberg Raw. Good battle. I kind of expected people to underrate it, and it would actually be a good battle. But first round is just kind of contested, but I comfortably edged it to Clips. Love the Heisenberg pocket and haymaker. I thought that was fire. The Rosenberg, forgot his name, the baseball scheme. You get to Rose's first. Rose has a lot of pockets. I felt like he wasn't really heavy on the punches, but the Anthony Davis, think I'm a plan and I'm going to pull something. Dope. His ender with the heat him up ain't the same when he gets heated up like McDonald's fries. So Rose fought back, still comfortably edged Clips the first, but it's going to be worth a rewatch. Second was Rose's round. Rose's second I thought it was going to be the best round of the battle. The throw him, I'm not even talking about Clips' second. He does like a style breakdown. It's cool, but he doesn't really have it last that long. Kind of talks about not freestyling. I think it was contracted, he said, which is kind of crazy if that's what happened. But Rose with the snowfalls, it took seasons. I made snowfall in the summertime. It took 6 seasons to catch me. So much coke. I was competing with Pepsi. The block party, all that was crazy. But you get to the third, and Clips does a perfect info dump. I mean, if you have info to expose, you're gonna do like an exposition round. This is the exact way to execute it. As for the actual information, though, the angle itself, Clips' third round angle is all about how Rosenberg has been going behind ARP's back and trying to secretly get on URL. And from the way that he did it, I sent you the screenshots in the second round, the face ARP made when he asked him if it was true, the face Rosenberg really made. And then to respond, after a highlight second round, Rosenberg's third, he starts off stumbling. He looks kind of visibly shook. The energy isn't there. The confidence and delivery isn't there. And it's one of those things that really only a great like Clips you really see do something like this where, I mean, it's one of those thirds that neutralizes anything. It feels like a moment in time, and I had a feeling that we'd get a good clips this battle, just because, my theory, they always, I said I was stupid for picking clips, but gods here will always do just the minimum. And then right when a real consequence or like blowback is going to happen from the fans, maybe like their pay, pause if blowback is crazy, you know what I'm saying? The repercussions of their actions, yeah, that was wild. But right when it's about to get bad for them, they just sit up like, all right, I'll do good in this one, and then they're gonna say they were underestimated and doubted the whole time, and maybe that's the approach that Clips takes. But this was a very good Charlie Clips. Really liked it, and I thought that he pretty comfortably won the first and third. I don't know what's gonna go on here from Froze, man. I think Froze is still a good rapper, you know what I'm saying, but this is going to be a new angle that opens up wounds. It's kind of big opportunity to get all the confidence in. You literally just like kind of watched it leave his body in the third round. So while it was competitive, we're going to see what goes on. He's got Swap coming up. That was announced for Easy to Block Captain's card, which I will be predicting once the full card drops. But yeah, Clips is the number 4 performer of the night. From there, we can get to the top 3. You know what I'm saying? Now we're getting to the top of the top. And at number 3, don't have too much to say about it because he just handled business, but he's one of the best in the world. And that is Ill Will's performance versus King Los. 3-0. Surprisingly enough, I want to say this is the worst King Los I've seen up to this point, which I just didn't expect. Not that I expected this to be a competitive battle. I had it 3-0 going in, but I thought Los would be like decent. It would be like a gentleman's. Thought he was good versus DNA. Thought he was good versus Head Ice. He wasn't that good versus Daylight, but that battle's a joke. But this is just not good. He has like a car scheme for the first 2/3 of his first round. Just want to say that I know that I love Pens, and I love complexity. I love, Clutch just gave him a lot of praise in my review for his battle versus JC. And there's but being a real Pen is doing creative concepts, like taking something that's complex but making it easily, like an easy quick hit. Like how did I not think of that, And doing these elongated schemes where you use 25 references we've heard, but you've done the longest version of it is not that good. I don't like that. He did a pregnancy scheme. Outdated schemes is not good pen work. It's just not. And on the flip side, Ill Will just got after Lowe's pretty crazy. The Remington Steel bar was crazy. Had some comedy, haymakers for the most part. Did the bucket hat freestyling stuff in the third. Just a lot of unorthodox, really just showed the full bag. And it wasn't the craziest Ill Will ever, but it was enough to win all 3 rounds. And even just a good Ill Will is just a great performance all the way around. And for those reasons, that is why I had Ill Will as the 3rd best performer of the night. As for the top 2 performers, first one at the number 2 spot that I want to talk about is Chef Trez's performance versus Show Off. This is actually my battle of the night pick as well. I think that in a night that had a bunch of clear results, Show Off and Chef Trez was, while clear, I did think that Show Off was really good. You know what I'm saying? He held up his end of the bargain. Show Off's first, the face, your face will do a Hitman move. It'll remix. Had some struggle talk in there that I thought was good. My Glock was 19 way before I was. The more muscle struggle rap pocket. Show Off he's been back to it, man. The Blue Room, he's good. But Chef Trez's first is just, I mean, I had Chef winning this battle coming in, but I had no idea that we were going to get one of the better Chef Trez's we've gotten this year in what is also the best year of Chef Trez's career. 2023 is the best Chef Trez has just ever been, and it's just funny that it kind of came out of the blue, man. But he rebutted the remix bar. Every one of your features will be missing. You jumped in the face-off. If it was me, that shit would have went from pain and coach to pain and suffering. Jesus Christ. The Fiends look like they're glitching when they walk bar was crazy. The plane trick, air show, all these shots for show. I'm a globetrotter. The burning bridges. I can come to RBE. You can't go to Smack. That was crazy. And there was a lot of bars for Smack tonight, kind of talk about the situation. But Trez might have had the best breakdown of it. Was up 1-0 clear, and he went on to really take the second and the third clear. And I like Show Off's rounds overall. His third calling out Easy to Block Captain. Come on, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the Calico call out. Why not? Could get weird on Max Out. They book some obscure matchups, but Easy versus Show Off, that's not a battle I should see. But with that being said, I really like Show Off's 3 rounds, but a couple more bars I just want to say from Trez. In the second, Show Off in his second pulled out his security. So Trez had a rebuttal pulling out, I got my own security too. Just the whole thing was crazy, but he had in a culture where I've heard a lot of X-Men bars, and they've become very outdated, very oversaid recently. If this bitch go off, this man Trez said, if this bitch go off, then everybody dead. Jean Grey. I like that a lot. You know what I'm saying, for my X-Men people. That was just super fire. The Nick Cannon bar. I could go on and on and on talking about the haymakers that Chef Trez had. But overall, he's delivered once again probably the most explosive performance. But you could argue already that he has a win over John John, a debatable, and a lot of people have him winning over New Jersey Twerk at a great battle, and here a great battle. He gets a gentleman's 30, and in my opinion, you could argue is number one, but for my pick was the second best performer of the card, and now we can get into my number one performer from Divide and Conquer 2. And at number one, which you might have guessed at this point by process of elimination, I do have Bigg K's performance versus Murda Mook. In a battle that I was looking forward to, and in a lot of ways it played out kind of just exactly like, in terms of style, some of the angles that I saw coming, how I expected, and I talked about in my predictions, and I was looking forward to it. You know what I'm saying? I really want to talk about Bigg K from first to third. This rivals, I think, is A-Ward material. A-Ward, like his first for A-Ward is probably the best round of either performance. But from first to third, there's a planned attack here. I think in the first, he has the pistol whip. Dude, how many times? I don't know. Do the math in your head. The belly intro bar. He even throws some shots at A-Ward to open his round, which I thought was really funny. A-Ward caught a couple of strays in this one still. I sacrificed to Christian to get a go, but really it was just a rapping ability. I'd say out of all three rounds, K's first is his worst, and it's still a very, very good round. And Mook's first is a very, very good round. I like Mook. This is a pretty decent Murda Mook performance, and I had said going into this, I think Mook is going to be good. I just don't know if he's going to be good enough. I think the content things would show. Didn't show quite yet in the first, although there was some hints of it. The gap, he had the shouldn't have opener. I'm the one wearing do-rags, but you're always the one caught in 360s. Talk about contracts. I thought that was clever. I'm always in the doghouse. I'm a married man. I thought that was fire. So he was, and on top of that, he was rapping really good. Mook always is going to have rapping ability. Never take that from him. But like just the pure rapping and cadence, which I thought Bigg K was good for too. It was really a rappers battle, which I thought was always made it perfect for this setting. But then you get into the rosy ring around his rosy cheeks. I don't know. The nursery. That's when it started to show hints of, Mook is a great angler and an even better rapper, but Mook as a pen is just something that I think people kind of get confused. You know what I'm saying? What actually is good pen work and battle rap. The Humpty Dumpty bar, was a little crazy, but as he gets to the end of the round, he lands the I know your body, don't get out of it. A little bit New York slang, there. I like that bar, I know your body, don't get out of it. The way he delivered it was great. This is a debatable first round. This is like an extremely 50-50 debatable first round, but I personally edged Bigg K to first. I thought his PK makers had a little bit more, and the second and the third of this battle is extremely clear. And if you have Mook winning the second, it's just opinion sport. I don't hate anyone for their opinion, but if you have Mook winning the second, you're just not really going to have Murda Mook losing when he loses. And that's okay. Maybe he's your favorite battler, and you have the right to be biased. Still fandom at the end of the day. People are biased about their sports teams, right? So if you're going to be that, just be that. But if you have Murda Mook winning the second round, you just don't have Mook losing battles. But Bigg K second, the Rough Riders angle was funny. How are you the GOAT, but you don't want to bump heads? Talk about Mook in college. And I talked about how Bigg K is an underrated angler and an angle puncher, quickly getting out of topics. I feel like in the second and the third, you see what I mean, that he covers a lot of topics without really angling for too long. But probably my favorite bar of the battle is who's the real vulture? Y'all only pop out to eat when we kill shit. And I had talked about the upfront angle of, the God tiers and them not putting in the work, and the gap between them and the real top tiers that have tons of footage and tons of battles. And that there's a lot of material there that Rock touched on in this first. I know Averb kind of did with the You Ain't One of Us, but it hadn't been really done all the way, I think, how it could have done until this battle. I knew it was something Bigg K was going to touch on. And that vulture bar, the physical therapy bar, all that, really crazy. Mook had an alphabet scheme in his second. The lemonade wordplay. He had not an alphabet scheme. It was just not that good of a round. Once again, getting into scheming to be complex when it's not that complex. It's just outdated. And then as you get into the third, the Adderall angle, the Yes Jules angle, and all that crazy, the reverse race angle that nobody probably saw coming in a way. But specifically, I thought the Yes Jules material, since there's like video out of like all of that, you know what I'm saying, that information. I thought that was dope the way he executed it. The explain math to your child bar was crazy. I know I'm just listing all types of haymakers, you know what I'm saying, but there's a lot of material to break down here. The manager CO, and then Mook's thirds, it's not that bad, you know what I'm saying, but nothing too crazy. I thought that there was some dry spots. The Doperman pincher, you get everybody in a pinch when you sell dope to men. Those concepts, you know what I'm saying, just has to work on that. I overall, though, thought it was like a decent Mook performance. Might even do like a full-on review if you guys want to see like a more elongated review of this battle. Probably going to do it either way, a real bar for bar. But I did have Bigg K winning this battle 2-1. It's 2-1 or 3-0. I think the first is extremely debatable, but I personally had Bigg K, Gentleman's 30 against Murda Mook in the main event. Good battle overall. I don't think you could debate his battle of the night over Chef and Show Off, but it is a clear result, kind of like the similar magnitude. Career performance for Bigg K, what we're going to do, talking about him, how people are going to talk about him legacy-wise from here. You know, it'll be funny to see if there's like a real change, but an insane win to get under the belt of, I'm not going to say an underrated. He made like the top 75 list. I know Justin Hunt did, but this guy's a Hall of Famer. You know, he's probably one of the 50 best battle rappers to do this, and this is like a crowning jewel achievement. Versus a pretty solid Murda Mook, and just a fun main event overall. And that's why I had Bigg K's performance versus Murda Mook as the performance of the night on Divide and Conquer 2. A little bit of a longer one here, man. The recaps are always going to be that way. Like I said, probably since it's a bigger battle, I am going to have a Murda Mook versus Bigg K bar for bar breakdown coming out. Kind of went in detail about a lot of things there, but just make it more organized for people that just want to see me talk about that battle. Dope event overall. Like I said, I'd personally give it an 8 out of 10, but it's definitely in that 7 to 8 out of 10 range. You guys let me know down below in the comments, what was your personal stick out take of the night? Like, who was the best performer? Who were the most impressive win? You know, what do you think is going to be the most impactful thing here? Someone to go on a losing streak, a winning streak? What legacies have been changed? You know, let me know in the comments what you think of the event. But it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, let me know what you thought of the event. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.